to and interact on a daily basis. But we are also mindful of the fact that there are different ways of people getting the internet. It can be through fiber, it can be through wireless access.
Usuka abhale into ayithandayo ku-Facebook, abhale into ayithandayo ku-Twitter, ithathwe as facts. Kule nto ibaluleke kangakanani to have radios that people can listen to, bayazi ukuba le nto ithethwayo iyiyo, inyanisekile, ayo misinformation. And then as a department, how is the department balancing the fighting against misinformation and protecting a freedom of expression and supporting independent voices in the community?
It's a very important balance, because South Africa is a democratic country.
Yes.
And one of the values that are important is freedom of expression, both for the independence of the media but also for individuals.
Yes.
But that comes with a responsibility that that freedom should not hurt the dignity of other people or sow divisions in our society.
Yes.
And it is for that reason that you also have the Broadcasting Complaints Commission of South Africa, which is an institution that's made to make sure that the broadcasting community reports and delivers news and runs their program in a responsible manner. Because we find ourselves, and it's something that is common all over the world, everyone now has access to a phone. They've got access to all these various social media platforms, and people with their fingerprints or their fingertips can just say anything, anytime.
Yes.
Without verifying that it's true, without verifying that it's not harmful or hurtful content. And this is where the media has a responsibility also, right, in making sure that news that they broadcast are verifiable and they are fair.
Yes.
And that all parties are given a chance for their story to be shared. Because you can put all of the policies in place and have all regulators, it is still individual behavior that contributes to wrong things happening, right? It is still because even some media personalities do this, right? Of just peddling unverified rumors that then
to push certain
agendas and mislead society and destroy people's lives in the process, chasing clout and listenerships. So what we are doing now currently, I mean, we have a policy called the Audiovisual and Media Policy Out that is trying to say what is the best way of making sure that we hold responsible people in the media space to not restrict their freedom, because how we consume news, media and entertainment has changed, right?
Yes.
There's also podcasts.
Changing everything.
There's also podcasts that are into the news space. And when our laws were made, they did not anticipate that future, right? And we mustn't make laws that destroy new industries, but that protect citizens. To say where wrong things happen, what is the best instrument to use?
Yes.
And how do we hold that accountable? So we are doing consultation with the rest of society to do that. My view is that we have to encourage responsible behavior. And then there must be accountability where wrongful behavior happens. And that way, we will then be able to grow this sector and create jobs for young people and for the creative arts on its own to grow. Because there are these spaces, community radios that are emerging, run by young dynamic people, podcasts also, where people generate livelihoods from those things. So it would be foolish to try and over-regulate them and risk hurting those industries, because people will run out of jobs, right? But you can't just have platforms where someone with an internet connection and a live stream can just say ridiculous things about the community of Mfuleni, and that is not held accountable.
Yes. Okay, Minister.
Is first to make sure that as many people in South Africa have meaningful connectivity. Whether you lie in Mfuleni or you are in the Eastern Cape, in the rural areas. Some of us who come from rural areas, when we go back home, in parts of the village you can't get signal, but elsewhere you can get signal. That thing is rubbish. It shouldn't be happening in this day and age, right? The other thing is, phones now are like the oxygen in our lives, smartphones, because you can work from there, you can transact, purchase your groceries, your electricity, you can even attend virtual classes on your phones. So we need to make smart devices very affordable for everyone, so that even low-income households can access those. We were successful in lobbying National Treasury earlier this year to remove something called a luxury tax. So smart devices, when South Africa did its taxation policy several years ago, were classified as luxury tax, as luxury products. So it means that it has an additional tax that drives the cost. So what we've achieved now is that those smart devices under 2,500 no longer have that tax. What we have seen since the introduction of that policy, I was presented with research done by the Digital Council, is that there's been a 16% increase in the sale of smart devices. So that means that more and more people have been able to afford them. Those people now are in a position where, they can do more transactions, they can apply for jobs. Young people can, attend online classes, courses, or even apply for institutions and opportunities. And to the entrepreneurs, it means that you can now reach more people. And those are the initiatives that will continue to drive to make sure that more and more South Africans can participate in the digital economy. Because in this period of life in the universe where everyone wants convenience. Most people want to buy things from the comfort of your home, or to access opportunities, you work from the comfort of your home. So if you get devices being affordable for the majority of the population, they're going to drive economic activity.
Yes.
You mentioned something about social media and Facebook earlier. One of the interesting things is that when we looked at how South Africans use the internet and what they use it for, research shows that I think it's 58% or 60% of the population that uses the internet is mostly for social media purposes. And that is not to say that that is wrong, because that is people's preferences. But you want people to productively use the internet, because there is so much more that you can do in terms of doing business online. And doing business online is not like some fancy imagination for people in suits or not. You can have entrepreneurs selling their products online.